Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I would like to present to you Scorpion's albums, reissued versions. These albums came a few years ago and I bought them one by one, otherwise it was reissued like a box set. But it was very hard to find and it's very, very expensive. So if you buy one by one, that actually is fine. So let's start with the first album, Taken by Force, which is not original album cover. This album cover was banned all over the world. I don't know, it was like maybe because of the significance of war. And as a kids playing with guns there, it was like some kind of very striking image. So only one country who released it like this was Japan. So I think it's okay that they did this, so we can see what it was. This came in 1977. As I said, a totally different album cover. It has one of my favorite ballads, Born to Touch Your Feeling. It's just fantastic. And I think it has one bonus track. And let me just show you. This was original album cover. So it was just simple. And remember, was the inner, which had picture of band before live, and they had lyrics behind. And this time they don't have lyrics here. It's kind of downer, which is the same picture here and there. It's like, it's ridiculous. Why can't you repeat the same thing? Let me see. It's a custom-made inner, label. I like this. So the record have a bonus track. Let's see. So this was Taken by Force. Let me just show you a CD. It's pretty much straightforward. There are some more pictures on the CD and more information about the story of the album. That's a band picture there. And it's a booklet which I wish was this big and had it in the album. So that's a story. I don't know about you, but I love to read this kind of stuff. And you have lyrics as well. Some kind of way, it was good to have a CD box too, if you can find them not so expensive. So this was Taken by Force, originally released in 1977. Okay, let's move on now. By many considered as one of the best 70s live album, Tokyo Tapes. It's really, really good. I had this when I was a kid. Obviously, this is not the one. This is reissued. Very good one. I really don't like this album colors. Look like this guy is doing something here. It's just disgusting. My personal opinion. This is the record. This is the cover. They should have banned it actually, instead of that with Graveyard. Let's see. There you go. There you have lots of pictures. I love to watch this. I really, really, really love the LP1, and I love the song, the Japanese folk song Kocho no Tsuki, or yeah, that's okay. There's the band. This is custom made. Around that. So it's fantastic. It's a very good live album. Very, very, very good. Not the same. Over that one too. And we have a CD. I believe this is a double CD. Yep. Okay. And you have some bonus tracks here. And lots of pictures from Japan. So also old pictures, great. This was also the last album that original guitarist with them. I think it was called Urlik or something. A booklet here. As I said, I would have killed to have this booklet big so it can fit in the album. And that would have been really worth much more. So then, this is oh, sorry, I made a mistake. John Roth, Ulick. Yeah, that was right then. Let me just check the vinyl one more time. So there. So we have this band members. And then, yeah, Ulrich Roth, yeah. That was the last album. All right, so that was Tokyo Tapes, and we come into my favorite Scorpions album of all time. This is gold, as far as I'm concerned, the best rock album. Love Drive. Hypnosis did this cover. That's fantastic. And yeah, Matthias Jobs there. Even though I think in the 3 songs with Michael Schenker, brother of Rudolph, who did solos. But then it was decided to go with Matthias. That's a full member. So you have the inner with lyrics. My favorite album, and it's also, I think, is by far the best Scorpions album. We have the so custom made. So I like this. There are so many good tracks on this album. It's just unbelievable. Loving You Sunday Morning, Another Piece of Meat, Always Sunrise, Coast to Coast. There are favorites, actually. Actually, everything. 8 tracks, fantastic tracks. So let me show you the CD, and this is getting better now, actually, because this have a DVD too about documentary for this album. And there you go. You have like 2 tracks, extra tracks, and also you have a documentary, some live tracks, and some story behind the album, which I love to watch. Let's see there. Actually, which way you want to buy this is it's a good, CDs, they have more pictures and a story written about them, but this one have a DVD too, so it's much better. So then we have the more pictures when they used to have fun in the 80s. And by the way, in DVD, they tell the stories about Def Leppard and other bands they were touring together. And they have lyrics here too. So this was Love Drive, my favorite album of all time. So now we move into Animal Magnesium. Magnetism, sorry. All right, Hypnosis did this one too, but it's kind of like provocative cover. Whatever, you know, in those days they were doing stuff. And there's a dog there doing something. And I think this album was rushed in because Love Drive was such a huge success. So when I listen to this album, I have feeling that it was just doing things fast, you know, just put the songs out. Let's put an album out. I love only one track here, Lady Starlight. It's fantastic, beautiful track. And lyrics, picture of the band, and I love these labels that they made special. Oh, can't open this thing. There it is. Okay. So that was Animal Magnesium. I have a CD. It's kind of strange. This don't have a DVD, but I think you can find it on YouTube. You can just write Scorpions Animal Magnetism, and then we'll find a DVD and interviews for this album. This coming 1980, I think, yeah, a year after Love Drive. Lots of story here to read. So this was it. And now we move on to Blackout. I think before or during they started making this, Klaus Meine, a vocalist, he lost his voice. He even asked the band to find a new singer, but they decided to wait for him, and then so it took like 2 years to come with this album. So this album came in 1982. In those days, they were releasing albums every year. All right, there you go. Also, not one of my favorites. I just love that the ballad, When the Smoke's is Going Down. But the rest is it's got some good tracks on it. Blackout is favorite to many people. And yeah. So that's a picture. Very faithful to the original. Okay. Very nice. I will have a CD and a DVD here. about that documentary that I say. This album was actually very important for Scorpions because they really did made it big. That's down there. Class Matthias. There's the band. That's a booklet. They love this album cover. For years and years, I thought that this is Rudolf Schenker, but actually it's not. It's just a painting, and it's some kind of artist who made it. I think it's called, there is the name, Helnewin, a German artist. So I thought it was, but it was not him. And even he said everybody thought it was him in the cover. You have the lyrics. And DVD, which I love to watch. So this was Blackout album. Very successful. And then came The Monster. Love at First Sting. This time, Scorpions, they were in the top of the world. 1994. I remember the first time I heard that ballad, Still Loving You. It's considered their best ballad ever. The album is just a monster. This really have some good tracks. Bad Boys Running Wild, Rock You Like a Hurricane. It's just on and on and on. Big City Nights, hit after hit. But Still Loving You is the biggest track on this album. It's a cover here of the band. And the lyrics on the other side. Yeah, this custom made. As I said earlier, I love these custom made labels because they usually had only the boring Harvest one. They never spent so much money in album covers. And here we have, actually this one is quite thick. So I have a double CD and a DVD. So it's a lot here. You have videos, TV appearances, and a story of the Love at the First Sting. Bonus CD live, Madison Square Garden. So this is unbelievable good value for your money. So as I said, double CD and DVD. So just check a couple of pictures there on the stage. Again. And I have a booklet here. This was really, there was the best year of this band's existence. They were huge all over the world. It's not only in Europe. And they have a huge stage. The lyrics there. Well, I had a lot of videos and everything. Is there. This is actually, you should definitely have this together with the album. And again, Love at the First Sting, their biggest ever album. All right, so what come next? A live album, obviously. It's not that good like Tokyo Tapes, but it's they released it in the right time because this was the time when they were in top of the world. So Worldwide Live was called. There also was VHS released, but they put it now on a DVD, which I will show you later. So there. So I don't like it so much. You have Holiday, which is half of the song missing, and it goes like to Still Loving You, and no other ballads or anything. We just, yeah. So it's not. I love the album cover. Look at this. It's just wonderful. This is taken, I think, from a festival called Us in the United States. So it's really, really good picture. And have inners, which are black and white. That's a downer. They were like this in the original one. We have, I think it's picture of close. Yeah, this custom labels, like they look like they are a picture of band members on each side. There's a poster. It's good to see those pictures, what the band were, because as I said, this was the top of the world. There's a Heron. He wrote a lot of lyrics. Then you have other band members there. I believe the poster has some tour dates on it. The original one, released in 1985, had a poster too. So they stayed very faithful to original. So I say, and also you have here tour dates, which was Loud First Thing, 84, 85. It's a huge poster. It's a replica of the front album. Let me see. Now we have a CD, which is I believe it's also it has a DVD, bonus DVD. That's old picture that I told you from Us Festival. So there's a lot of tracks in here. The entire album is in CD1, yeah. And this is the VHS, but obviously it was remastered and put on a DVD. It's a very, very good documentary. And you have, it's 1 hour long, yeah? And another documentary is that about the story of the album. It's just a lot of good stuff here. We have a booklet. Oh my God, the good picture. See there? As I said, this was their biggest tour ever. I love this. So beautiful. So much to read here. Tracks and bonus DVD, which is a must watch. Anybody in those days had a VHS, now you have possibility to have that movie on remastered DVD. That was it. Very good. And then it took a very long time for Scorpions to come back. Obviously, it looked like they have problems because the last time they make album was in 1984, and this was released in 1988. There's a 4-year gap, and you have to come up with a very good album if you want that much weight, because they started to have problem with producer here. This was the last album they made with that producer, with their longtime collaborator, Dieter DELUXE. I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrongly. It's a German producer who produced every album of Scorpions. It's kind of weak, in my opinion. The album was not so successful, so it's like let down for many fans. Lots of information. I did lyrics. Savage Amusement. It's not a bad album, but it's not the love at first thing. It was like let down, and that's why they run into trouble with the record company, and so they wanted something else. I think this was the last album. They parted ways with this record company after this one because of the failure of this album. So I would see we have a CD here and the DVD. As that's called Pyramidia. They, for the first time, they went to Russia with this album. So that was a huge thing then, because it was still Soviet Union in that time. And they were like gods in that time there. Everybody was big in Russia in those days. Anybody who went there was sold out everything. Didn't earn so much money there, but it was like good to play in front of so many people. Many pictures, lots of stuff from Russia here. See, some kind of way they opened the door for everybody else, and then it was Scorpions, and after Ozzy, and almost everybody went there. So this was Savage Amusement. Let Down. I would like to show you some more albums that I have. After Love at First Sting, there was taking so long time for them to make an album. So after, I think in 1986, the record company made this ballads album, Gold Ballads. The same artist who did Love at First Sting, the Garber, did this one too. So these are basically tracks from these 4 albums here, The Harvest. This is like record company album. Scorpions had nothing to do with this. And so I have this one because it's all right to have. I used to listen to it a lot before, because I love Scorpions ballads. It's Simple Harvest. And okay, so we got this one here, and then we have another one released in 1992. This was like more ballads, or whatever they wanted to call it. It was all the songs on previous record, and they put more here. It's a very, very full album. This is also released by Harvest, but by backing of the band. Band had very much to do with this. It's a lot of tracks here. Hard to find this album because it's come in 90s when the records vinyl disappeared. So this was like more band effort to make this. And there we have pictures of the albums. I had this one too somewhere, but I can't find it. It was kind of best of things, but it wasn't so good. So it's a lot of tracks here. It's a good album if you like ballads. It's Harvest label, and it's full with music. I think it's almost 1 hour. It's just fantastic. Ballads and soft songs. Awful album cover, but you know, here is also that huge hit in that time, Wind of Change. That is released on this one, I think, by courtesy of the Harvest, courtesy of Vertigo, because they changed. By this time, they left Harvest. So this is the album that they released with Phonogram, I think, or Mercury. Yeah. This is also reissue. I think it was completely bad album. They try so hard to fit with the rest of the world in some kind of way, but Scorpions, they started to lose a touch here. This was 1990. I remember they toured with this one, Heavenly, but the shows were not sold out. It was like half arena. So Scorpions had run into troubles. Yes, they have one song, Wind of Change, but it was only that song. The rest was not good. Send Me an Angel is quite good, but the rest is just like one of another, the same type of track. It's nothing new. Here we have Inner here. So this is Mercury. A picture of the band. This was actually the last album of this lineup, I mean. Mercury. Let's just say on the other side. The Scorpions logo there. I'm not a fan of this album, but obviously some of you are. So guys, there it is. I would like to hear what you think about this. Please let me know if you are a fan of Scorpions. And subscribe and like if you can. So this is it. My collection of Scorpions. So there you go. Please subscribe and like if you like. Take care.